You can also get questions where you might need to find pronumerals and use the second derivative as a clue. So in this question, they ask what values of b is this function concave down when x equals 2. Now, if we know that it needs to be concave down, think through what that means. That means that we need the second derivative to be less than 0, because we've seen that when it is, we've got that concave down situation. So we're going to need to find the second derivative and then let it be less than or equal to 0, and then sub in x equals 2 and solve for b. So one step at a time, find the first derivative by differentiating one term at a time here, minus 3bx squared plus 10x plus 6, and then differentiating again, we have 12x squared minus 6bx plus 10, and now we want to let this be less than 0. That means we want to let all of this also be less than 0. So write it out. I'm going to do two things at once here. If I'm going to solve this, it seems like it's going to be easiest to me to factorise it as I go. So while I'm writing it out again anyway, let's bring a 2 out the front, and that'll leave me with 6x squared minus 3bx plus 5. And I want that to be less than or equal to 0. Now at this point I can actually divide both sides by 2 and completely get rid of that. And now I've just got a quadratic to solve. Now here's a spot that you're likely to get stuck and say, what do I do next? I could think about graphing the left-hand side, graphing the right-hand side. Do I find the intercepts here? Now when you get to a spot that you're confused, your best bet is go back and read the question and check in case there's something you've missed. Find the values, etc., etc. Oh, when x equals 2. So if you've got stuck, spot that clue, read the question, and that will help you out. We need to sub x equals 2 in here, and then we can solve it. So 2 squared is 4, 6 fours are 24. I've got 3 times 2 is 6, so I've got minus 6b, plus 5 has to be less than 0. So I've got minus 6b, and here I've got 29 is less than 0. So if I add 6b to both sides, I'll get 6b on this side and 29 over there. The 6b will be on the big side. So if I rewrite it like this, I've got to make sure I put the 6b on the big side. And then dividing both sides by 6, I've got 29 sixths. And this works out to be 4 and 5 sixths. So it says for what values of b, and I've found some values. It's more than one, remember, because I've said b has to be bigger than 4 and 5 sixths. And that's a whole range of values.